Hello, Weekend Crafter! Welcome back to the Craft Time Studio. I'm Ange and I love experimenting with polymer clay. So, I was scrolling through IG and I saw these gorgeous layered bags, and I immediately thought of how to translate this design into polymer clay. I'm calling these layered textured earrings. I was experimenting with different shapes for these layered earrings, and so I made 3 sets to practice with. The first set that I made were the green earrings. First, I flattened all the clay into the number 7 setting. I really needed to make this thin because I would be using an embosser. I recently got gifted with different cutters and embossers. If you haven't seen that unboxing yet, I'm placing a link above. I thought that the leaf embossers that I got would be perfect for this experiment because they're very textured. I brushed some mica on the leaf because I wanted to make sure that the grooves would not get stuck on the clay. I also wanted to add a bit of shine. Once this was completely dusted, I placed the leaf downside on the clay. And then I got my roller and rolled it on the top of the embosser. I did this twice on each of the hues of green that I had rolled out. Next, I got a detail needle and traced the shape of the leaf. By the way, this is a ginkgo leaf embosser. Then, I rolled out my main slab into the number 4 setting. I took out my tissue blade and slid it across the leaf, starting with the darkest colors first. Then, the next color goes on top, and finally, the lightest color last. Then, I got a circular cutter to sandwich all of these together. Because I am making a pair, I repeat the same steps. Finally, I bring out my micro cutters to place holes on the topmost of the earring before baking. Now that it's baked, let's assemble our earrings. I used my nail tool to sand the edges of each of the earrings. I'm also sharing a link above in case you want to view what other nail tools I use. Then, I used some jump rings to attach the earrings. This was the first experiment that I made and I really loved how it turned out. I'm cleaning in between making new earrings because I'm using different hues. And since I'm using a glass mat, I just spray this down with some alcohol and wipe it down. For the next set, I'm using hues of violet. Again, I roll all my hues into the number 7 setting. I started by cutting out a shape first. I'm using the same ginkgo leaf cutter dusted with mica that are also in hues of violet. This time, I only dusted one side of the ginkgo leaf and then I pressed it down on the shapes. Again, I used a detail needle to trace the shape and remove the excess clay. I rolled out my main slab into the number 4 setting using a darker hue for contrast. I layered these in a different way, respecting the shape of my cutter. Then once again, I place the holes on top of the earrings. Of the three, this is actually my favorite because it's such an interesting design. And I also love the color combination. For the final pair of earrings, I am doing hues of pink. And my embosser actually looks like a feather, but it's a leaf. I wanted to recreate the rose detail on one of the bats, and so this is what we will be starting with. I just used a cutter with some curves. I roll this out into a loose roll, pinching one side to make a teardrop-shaped rose. I then dusted my roses with some mica. Next, I rolled out the main slab into the number 4 setting and I rolled out the rest of the hues into the number 7 setting. I dusted the embosser with mica and pressed it down. I cut the sides out by tracing the shape with my detail needle. Then, I got my liquid Sculpey and attached the rose to the main slab. I also used my tissue blade to lift the leaf up, and then I carefully curved the leaf to the rose. I used a teardrop cutter for the shape of the earrings. And finally, I placed holes on top of the earrings. When you look at it, at first, I hope that it makes you think of how it was made. But once you start making it, I hope that you realize how simple it is to make. I think this collection of earrings is perfect to wear on special occasions. And that is it for this week's earring experiment. I really hope that you enjoyed this. And if you haven't yet, I hope that you consider liking and subscribing to the Craft Time Studio for your weekend dose of crafts. And if you haven't followed me yet, I hope that you consider following me on my IG at crafttime.ph. Have a crafty weekend. Bye!